Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Hey, if it's Thursday night, if it's 11 p.m., it is the D Bling. I said D Bling. It is the CEO Cartel. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's 11 o'clock, right? We're all up. We can't sleep. It is the CEO Cartel. Thanks for everybody for joining. Of course, I don't like to keep this long. Let's get right to it. First of all, I have to give a shout out to Off Top Radio. So if you are an artist and you need radio play and you can't find nobody else to give you radio play, you can submit your music to sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. Me and another DJ, Mike, the name of his show is called Hard Hitter Radio. He plays his shows on Saturday nights and weekends. My show comes on every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. That is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. We only play local artists. We only play independent artists. Again, if you want to submit your music, to have your music played on the D-Bling Radio Show or Hard Hitter Radio, submit it to sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. Let me make sure I got everything here together. My settings. Yep, we got everything. All right. So not only do we do that, the music that we play, we stream it on offtoprecords.net. So we have a streaming service, sort of like iTunes. So not only do we play your music on our radio show, but when we get through, we will stream it for you on offtoprecords.net. That is offtoprecords.net. I hope everybody has had a great week. I know I have. Don't forget on Tuesdays from 12 to noon. Sorry, from 12 to noon. I don't know, y'all. I'm just nervous for some reason. This is episode 5. I don't know why I'm so nervous. But anyway, from noon to 1 p.m. on Tuesdays, me and Dirty Damo, shouts out to Damo, we do a podcast called The Nashville Caveman. That is called The Nashville Caveman. That is the name of our podcast. Tuesdays from noon to 1 p.m. Central Time, The Nashville Caveman. All right? So, are y'all ready to get this show started? I am your host, Sky Black, and I am ready for your comments. I am live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on YouTube, and I'm live on Twitter. So today's episode, again, I like to piggyback off of the stuff that me and Damo talk about. So he was talking about white businesses versus black businesses. So that's what today's episode is about. White businesses versus black businesses. And what I like to do on the CEO Cartel, because I am a CEO, I like to break it down into 3 perspectives. I like to break it down to the customer, the employee, and the employer. How does it affect it? So white businesses versus black businesses. How does it affect you as a customer, as an employee, and as an employer? So let's start as a customer, because I would love to do that. I would love to start out, as a customer, right? I went to a business back in 2003 and had nothing but black employees, a black manager, and a black supervisor, right? The service was terrible, and I told myself that I would never go back ever again. Ever again. Do you hear me? And I hadn't been back, and that was in 2003. That was 20 years ago. Do you hear me? 20 years ago. And till that day, me and Damo, we feel the same way. It's like, if I go into a business and it's mostly, and we shouldn't feel this way. We should not feel this way whatsoever, but you've had so many bad experiences that it's like it's stuck with you, right? Do y'all feel what I'm feeling? It's like it's stuck with you. If I go into a business, no matter what the business is, and it's a lot of black folks, I just get a bad feeling already. If I walk into a business, I will turn around and walk out. If I walk into a business where it's a bunch of black people, I better see at least one white person as a supervisor. I cannot walk into an all-black business and everybody's black, the leaders are black, the supervisors are black, and I will walk out. Because every time I've gone to support black businesses as a customer, it never works out. You always hear people talk about support black businesses, but when you do, it don't work out. I don't get it. I can go into a white business and be treated better than I could go into a black business. As a customer, because we're talking about this in the eyes of a customer, I'm a black man. You're telling me to support black businesses, but they're always trying to hustle and lie and cheat you out your money. Most of them. White businesses, whether they racist or not, they at least make you feel good for that moment. Right? So value and convenience equals cash. When you walk into a all-white business, or the majority of them are white, you feel like you're valued, they make you feel convenience, and you give them your cash. Why is that? That's what me and Damo was talking about on the Nashville Caveman. Why is that? Why do, as a customer, especially me and him, we're African Americans, why is it when we go into an all African American store, we feel like, this is just not gonna work out. This ain't gonna do it. This is something that doesn't feel right. Or I can go into a store, see a lot of white employees, and I see 2 or 3 black supervisors. I'm like, oh well, this ain't gonna work out. Time to walk away. But you shouldn't feel that way, should you? Right? People say, why don't you support black businesses? I said, because when I go into a black business, I don't feel like it's supporting me. I have never been a supervisor or a leader of anything as I had to work. And I could sound terrible as a black man talking about how I feel about black businesses. But at the same time, have you gone through what I've gone through? Have you gone through what Damo has gone through? We've been on this earth for a nice little minute. And I can honestly say that I might have seen 1 or 2 black businesses that were like, okay, I rock with you. I'll tell people about you. They say, Sky Black, you have this platform to support black businesses, but I can't tell people to go see little Timmy over here. And then when you go to little Timmy, he does bad business because that looks bad on me. I can't go into little Timmy's shop. He screwed me over. I come on this platform, tell you to go to little Timmy's shop, and he screw you over. Not only that, sometimes with business, it's just the aesthetics of the business. Because I'm an 80s baby. See, in the 80s, we used to go to this thing called the mall. The mall probably doesn't exist anymore right now, right? We used to go to the mall. And so when you went into Cashnanots and Dealers and Sears, you might have saw black people, but it was a Catherine, it was a Joy, it was an Elizabeth, it was a Deborah. They were dressed nice, they smelled good, they talked proper, they talked like they had been educated English. Because there was no way you was going to go buy expensive perfume, expensive makeup, and they talking this Ebonics or talking like they straight out the hood. That just was not going to happen with these white people's store. But let me go into a hood store. Let me go into like a Dollar General, a Family Dollar, a Dollar Tree, and these girls got bullet holes in them. They got where they've been fought, scratched, beat up. They got braids with different colors in their hair. Piercing here, in their tongue. And you thinking, you are the first line of defense as a business. When I come in, one of the first people I'm going to see is the cashier. And this cashier got a nose ring, a mouth ring, a tongue ring, but none in her ear. And then when you talk to him or her, I see one dude with gold in his mouth. I couldn't understand a word he was saying. I didn't know if he gave me back correct change or not, because I couldn't understand what the young man was saying because he was just so hood he didn't get. Could that be a reason why we don't go? Could that be a reason why a lot of us don't support black businesses? Are we too caught up with how the white man does business that if we go somewhere where blacks are doing business much differently, it doesn't register with us? Compared to a church, I've gone to black churches where they don't do the traditional music. They do these young people music and young people dances to get young people to come into the church. But if you go to a contemporary church where they ain't trying to hear that, they think that's crazy. So maybe I'm at fault. Maybe I have programmed my mind to be like, man, black people just can't run a business. Because out of the 10 businesses that I've gone through and tried to support, 9 of them to screw me over. A couple of them I stuck my neck out for, and that's what I get for doing it. So I guess I've learned my lesson, right? You get bit by a snake enough times, you'll quit helping that snake, won't you? You really will. So what do y'all think? You talk to me, let me know. I'm understanding. I have no reason to go against what anybody has to say right now. I promise you I don't. This is the CEO Cartel. This is from me to you to me. Because tomorrow I got businesses I got to go see. And as soon as I walk in those businesses, if it's a bunch of white folks, I'm like, man, this is going to go good. If it's something I got to go buy, this is going to go great. We was at Target the other day. Nothing but white people. Felt great. But if I go into a store to shop for Christmas or New Year's or whatever, and we see a bunch of black, nah, that's okay. Even at my older age, when I go to clubs, if it's a bunch of blacks, a bunch of Negroes, like, nah, you know what? Might get start shooting in here. Does that make me wrong? I'm not saying I want to hang around white people all the time. I'm just saying, in this conversation, episode 5, white businesses versus black businesses, what is the problem and the differences? Because it has to be. Because you can't keep coming to people like me and other folks and say, hey, support black businesses. You're a black man, and we don't do it. Because if we did, you wouldn't be asking us to support black businesses. If more black people supported more black businesses, you wouldn't be saying, hey, support black businesses. Right? So again, here at the CEO Cartel, this is what we talk about. Things that affect businesses. And if you feel like that you have been to black businesses, I don't care what they do. Hell, I've been to black barbers where the whole thing is just black and they sit around and they talk, like in the movie Barbershop. I've got screwed there too. I've seen young men sell CDs out of their trunk. Got screwed there too. I bought a CD one time, went to go play it, paid $10, went to go play it, and was nothing on it. The cover looked great. Hell, he even freestyled for me right there before he sold me the CD. And then I stick it in there and nothing plays. Now what am I supposed to do? I can't go to the Better Business Bureau and complain, can I? You can't do that. So all you can do is just take that negativity with you to all other businesses. And it's sad because then it's racial profiling. But when you have your hard-earned money, when you work 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and you had your hard-earned money, and you go to spend it, you want the value or more of what you spent. And a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. You go into a white establishment and they say $10, you're going to pay the $10 because they're giving you value and convenience. You go into a black one, you're always trying to negotiate. I've never been around such thing that when I feel like I'm around black people, I want to negotiate. If I'm around a white person, I don't negotiate. They say $10, okay, it's $10 is what it is. But with black people, I want to feel like I'm negotiating. People are like, well, why every time I'm around my own people, they don't pay me what I'm worth, but they'll pay the white folks? It's because when we're around black people, we always feel we're going to get less than what we're paying for. That's why black people always haggle and negotiate around other black people. You can have a white person selling the book. You can have a black person selling the book. The white person says $10, we give it to them. The black person says $10, we'll be like, can you take 8? Can you take 7? Because we feel once we give you the 10, this book is not going to be worth nowhere near $10. That's why we haggle minorities and blacks. For some reason, it's just that, sorry y'all, it's just that stigma of we don't know what we're doing, we don't know how to run businesses, or we always conning people. But what they don't understand, the biggest con artists in the world are white folks. When we were picking cotton, they were conning each other. They couldn't con Negroes at the time because we didn't have nothing at the time, right? We didn't have nothing. We was picking cotton, couldn't read, couldn't write. So you couldn't, F over us at the time. But as we started to get educated and started to get money, then you could con us. And then the black people learn how to con people. And so now you've been conned by white and blacks. But for some reason, I feel like I'm being conned more by the blacks than I am the whites, right? What's up, Wyatt? Shouts out to you on Instagram, man. How you doing? And so that's how I see it as far as a customer perspective. So right now we're going to take a break and we're going to be back in a few seconds. And we're going to talk about it as an employee or an employer, whichever one y'all want to talk about, but we're going to take a quick break. All right, y'all, welcome back to the CEO Cartel. I am your host, Sky Black. We're talking about white businesses versus black businesses. This was a topic that me and Damo talked about on the other podcast, Nashville Caveman. So, if you up Tuesday, noon to 1 p.m., me and Damo, Nashville Caveman, check us out. So, here at the CEO Cartel, we break things down into three categories. The topic is white businesses versus black businesses. Beginning of the episode, we talked about it as a customer, right? So we break it down into three things: customers, employees, employers. We talked about customers. Let's talk about employees in this situation, right? To me, I'm the same either way. So I told you, as a customer, if I walk into a business and there's a bunch of black people there, I'm thinking, If there's a bunch of white folks, I feel much better. Same thing as an employee when I was working, when I would fill out applications, right? The person across from me, if they were black and they look educated and smart, you had my attention. But if you were one of those ghetto dudes, especially when you worked at warehouses, that's all they gave you was these ghetto ass blacks that couldn't talk English, that was just really there because they had 10 baby mamas and they was on child support. I was like, I don't even want the job. I don't want the job. Most of the jobs I had is like my wrestling career. I was the only black person there. Most of my 9 years in the wrestling business, in that locker room, I'm the only black person in there. To the point where they're saying, Sky Black is not black, he's white. He's one of us. Same thing with me when I used to work. I had to I'm glad they walked you around the buildings or showed you all the employees. Because when I felt myself around a bunch of white folks, like, okay, this is a place I know I can stay here for a little bit, make a little money, and leave. But man, I worked at Crystals, I worked at McDonald's, I worked at White Castle, I worked at certain warehouses, and when there was a bunch of black folks, I've seen fights break out. I've heard about people getting shot out in the parking lot. Folks are getting attitudes. I mean, we know you don't want to be here, but you're here. Nobody put a gun to your head and told you to be here, but you're here. I've seen people, blacks at the drive-through window, open up, cussing out customers, throwing stuff out the window. I ain't gonna tell you which one I was at, but I've literally seen somebody stick their hand in the drawer and put money in their pocket. I've seen the customer handing them money through the window. They act like they stuck it in the drawer and then they stuck it in their pocket. I mean, I'm no snitch, right? What's up, bro? I'm no snitch, but I'm just telling you what I have seen when I'm working around blacks. When I'm working around whites, they do things, but they're more like embezzlements. They steal checks, stealing pencils and erasers and stealing toilet paper and taking it home. But when I'm in an all-black business, it just seems like it just never works. I've been in an all-black business where all employees were black, management was black, and every day was pardon my language, was a shitstorm. We could get nothing right. We could get nothing done. We was always yelled at. There was no type of paperwork missing. People weren't getting paid on time. All of that stuff. We was always in a hectic place when I was working for any working for any business that was just strictly niggas. You know what I'm saying? But when I was working with the all white ones, I'm not saying I didn't have problems, but I got paid on time every week. I knew what I was supposed to do every day when I walked in there. I didn't have to worry about nobody fighting, cutting each other, shooting, or the guy that came in and got a gang member waiting outside, waiting to shoot up the place. Again, this could just be me and just the life that I've lived, because episode 5, we're here talking about white businesses versus black businesses. At the top of the hour, I talked about it as being a customer. Now I'm talking about being as an employee. So you as an employee, because I'm live on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You can talk to me. That's fine. I'm not against anything that you have to say. I'm here to listen. I'm just telling you, as far as me, my issues and what I've gone through as an employee when it comes to working for a white business, when it comes to working for a black business. I've had to one time be in a business where we had to wait to go outside because one of the guys got into it with another guy. He threatened to shoot him when he went outside. So all the rest of us had to be like, oh, hell, we can't just walk outside. We got to wait for this to end. But we don't know when dude's going to shoot dude. I was working at McDonald's one time. A dude hit him in the back of the head with a spatula, man. They got into it, and all you heard was, boom. And there you go. I'm not saying white businesses is better. I'm just saying I just prefer to know what's coming. I know if they're doing anything illegal, the FBI or the CIA gonna come kicking in the door trying to get paperwork before they shred it. Black businesses is like you really putting your life in danger when you go and work for them. The break room looks like a damn mess. They don't clean up. All they do is come in to talk about drama, and they don't respect one another. But white businesses, even if they hate each other, they at least fake it till they make it. I've been in white businesses where they all in the break room and they laughing and joking, but when they get around me, oh, I hate that person. That person sucks. She thinks she's better than everybody. Her husband does dope, but they never did it in front of each other. I just never understood that. I was like, well, y'all some backstabbing MOs too, but at least I know y'all ain't finna be out here killing and shooting each other at the job. Maybe down the street you might, but not here. White people that come in and they own drugs, they can handle their drugs for some reason. I worked with a guy, I knew he was on drugs really bad. He came, he worked, and he outworked me. And I was the sober one. He was the one all effed up on cocaine. But you own an all black business and that man high on weed and everything else, you say the wrong thing to him. You know what I'm saying? That could be your life just because you said the wrong thing at the wrong time. White businesses versus black businesses. And if you in a situation right now where you're an employee and you know what I'm talking about, I get it. I get it. I don't have nothing against my people. I love my people. I want to support my people. But they make it so hard to do. They make it so hard to do that even when I start businesses, and they ask, what's your vision statement? What's your mission statement? Who are you targeting? They're the last on my list. I don't want to get into it because we're going to get into that when I say employer, but they're the last on my list. I heard a guy once say that America has black people and America has niggas. There are black people in Africa and all over the world. But there's other folks that look like us in America, and those are niggas. Other countries don't have niggas. Niggas take. They don't produce. They don't help. They don't create. Niggas just take, and take. And I thought about it, and I was like, maybe not. I can't look at it that way. That's too broad. Because one day you can wake up as a black man, next day you wake up as a nigga. I mean, that to me, that's too broad. But I can just say, for blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, minorities, is that when it comes time to business, I don't get good results. And I don't know why. Why I don't get good results. What's up, Damo? I don't get good results. Again, we talked about this on the Nashville Caveman. We talked about white businesses, black businesses. And at the top of the hour, I talked about white businesses versus black businesses as a customer. We just got through talking about it as an employee. We're going to take a break. And when I come back, we're going to talk about it as an employer. So let's take a 30-second break and we'll be right back. So let's go back and reiterate what we need to talk about. First of all, again, let's go to Off Top Radio. Everybody knows that I'm a wrestler, I'm a DJ, all that good stuff. If you know anybody or yourself, you are an artist or a songwriter and you need radio play, offtopradio.com. Offtopradio.com. We have two shows on there. We have the D-Bling radio show. We have the Hard Hitter radio show. I'm a DJ. Michael Anderson is a DJ. If you want to send us your music, we only play independent and up-and-coming artists. We don't play the popular music that you hear all the time. They've got their radio spin. They've gotten their money. Shouts out to you, Mr. No Limit Pro. Bro, I'm on a mission for... hey, man, that's what I'm doing right now, bro. That is what I'm doing right now. Offtopradio.com. Send us the music, and we will also stream it. So if you want to send, if you know anybody that needs radio play, again, that is offtopradio.com. Send me the music at skyblack@gmail.com. That is skyblack@gmail.com. Send me the music, please, as an MP3. I know I've had some people send me music as a WAV. We can't use WAV files. Send them as an MP3. Right now, it don't have to be the clean version. Just any version, send me the music. And then when we're done playing your music, we're going to stream your music at offtoprecords.net. That is offtoprecords.net. We will stream your music after we play your music. So I'm here to help. So if you're a songwriter or artist, producer, musician, I am the music publisher that you are looking for. So let's go back. Now, back to the show. This is the CEO Cartel podcast. I'm your host, Sky Black. Again, every Tuesday from noon to 1 p.m., me and my co-host, Dirty Damo, the Nashville Caveman. We talk about real stuff. We drop gems, and usually I like to piggyback off of what he talked about. So this last Tuesday, we talked about white businesses and black businesses. So at the beginning of the hour, I talked about white businesses versus black businesses as a customer. In the middle part, I talked about white businesses versus black businesses as an employee. Now let's talk about white businesses versus black businesses as an employer, right? So I wanted to start off with, like, even when I start businesses and they say, well, hey, what is your mission statement? What is your vision statement? Who are you targeting? I'm never really targeting my people. I can remember being on the block with some of these rappers, ex-drug dealers, and they would have CDs for sale. And we were like, man, hey, $5, $3, $2, support your local rappers. They wouldn't do it. They would not do it. But you have Juvenile, you have BG, you have No Limit selling CDs at $20 a pop. They would run to the stores to buy those, but they would never run to buy ours, to support your own local rapper here, right here in Edgy, right? Or if they did, we'd be like $5, I'll give you maybe $2 for it. Why? If that white man said $5, you would give it to him And not even a CD, it could be a hamburger, it could be a hot dog, it could be wrestling tickets. You know, if the white man said $10 to get into this wrestling show, you gonna pay it. No questions asked. Black man, minority, you always want to negotiate. And at the beginning of the hour, I told you why our people negotiate with our people, because we don't feel like we're gonna get the value of it, right? So I have a product as a black man. Somebody else has a product as a white man, and I'm the black customer. I know that if in my mind, and just my mind, that if I spend the $10 with the white business, I'm going to get $10 of value and more. If I spend $10 with the black business, I'm going to get $10 or less. So both of y'all can be selling the same thing, and I'm going to haggle with you because I know if I can at least get you down to $7 and this some BS what you sold me, I got what I paid for. Most times when we do businesses or go to support businesses, because they tell me all the time support black businesses, but I tell them they don't support me. It's a two-way street. If I give you my money, I want the value of what I've given you. But most of the businesses that I've done that is all minority or all blacks, I don't get it. But then I go over here and I do businesses with my money and my time with the white folks, and I get what I value and then some. So now as an employer, when I want to open up a record store, when I want to sell cars, when I want to do this, I'm thinking the only people that's going to value what I want to do are the white businesses. Because my bread and butter is business to business. I like doing business to consumer. It helps. But mine is business to business. That's just it. I can go out here right now and I can sell a great product, but I guarantee you 9 out of 10 black people are going to negotiate. Man, I'm your brother, man. Color my skin, man. You know, let me get it for $4. But if that same other colored guy was right here saying 10, you gonna pay him 10. But since I'm dark like you want me to cut you a deal. Now, how am I supposed to support my business, pay my employees, outsource, pay the freight people, keep the lights on, and stay in competition with the white businesses if I keep cutting every black person a deal? Because then when I go out of business, every black person that I cut a deal won't give me my money back. Let's say I've been in business for 2 years and I've done business with 200 black people and my product is worth $10, but each black person I've given 7, right? Am I gonna get my $600 back when my business go out of business, right? Can I go back to them and say, you remember 2 years ago, I gave you a discount. This book was worth 10, but I gave it to you for 7. Those $3, I kind of need them back now because my company is in the red. It's about to go out of business. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can I get my money back? No, hell no, you can't get it back. And then if I'm selling something to a white customer, oh yeah, I love it. T-shirt, whatever, $10, ding, cool. A black person, if I don't give them their discount, I'm all type of MOs, MFOs, and all this other stuff. Oh, you my brother, man. You supposed to give me a discount. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you a discount now as a business owner, as a CEO. But in return, if my business goes under, are you gonna come back and give me the difference that I gave you? And I believe that's the problem with it. It's the value. Value and convenience equals cash. It does. And whether you're dealing with a black business as an employer, employee, or customer, for some reason, and even with me, I don't feel like I'm getting any of that. I feel like I'm getting gypped as a customer. I feel like I'm getting robbed as an employee. And I just feel like I'm not worth anything as an employer. Because even if I go hire a black person and the job is $10 an hour, he's going to say, well, since I'm black, I need 12. I'm thinking, well, if this white man hired you, you wouldn't be asking for 12, but you want 12 from me. If I sell you something for $10 an hour, you can only give me 8. That's the problem that's being had. We don't value each other. Niggas don't value niggas. Top down, bottom up, they don't value. Because either way it goes, if I hire you for 10 and you're like, well, I'll do it for 12, okay, cool. But if my company goes out of business, I want those $2 every hour that I gave you back. Because your job is to make sure that I look good, and my job is to keep the doors open. But if those extra $2 cost me this business, will you give it back to me? Now, see, as an employee, I've never had to worry about that because they said they're going to pay me $7. I took the $7. So that way, whether they made millions or lost millions, they couldn't come to me for none of it because I didn't bitch them on. $7 was fine back in the day, you know, when minimum wage was 6 something. I was good to go. But also as an employee, if I begged for a raise or if I got a raise, I felt more responsible to do my job because I'm thinking some months they're taking a loss and they're still paying me. So it's my responsibility to make sure that they stay in business, but not people. It's just not. It's always a give me. And the old folks you say that's how you got here. That's how you got on this earth. Give me is how you got on this earth. And until we start valuing us first as people, we're never going to value the products that we put out. And it doesn't make sense. And I know I need to let it go as a Black Christian. I know I need to let it go. Because trust me, that one bad apple ruined the whole basket 20 years ago. On Jefferson Street. I think I remember the name, but I'm not going to say it because it still might be there. And every Black business I've gone to has just left a bad taste in my mouth. Almost every Black employee that I've had to work next to has left a bad taste in my mouth. And every time I try to sell or create a business to support other Black, they've just done me wrong. Now, if this has never happened to you, I am so happy for you. Because I want to see us succeed and I want to see Black business succeed. But at the same time, we got to be realistic. You sell somebody something, they want it for less. You try to hire somebody, they want more. It just don't make sense. It's like they're never satisfied. Or let me give you this. The job is $10 an hour. So I hired this Black guy. He said, I want 12. Okay, I'll give you 12. Then he gonna tell his cousin, well, I can get 12 out of Sky Black. His cousin come, I said, well, it says $10 an hour. Well, you gave my cousin 12. Okay, I'll give you 12. Then he gonna tell his cousin, now all of a sudden, the job that was $10 an hour, I'm paying everybody 12. Y'all feel where I'm coming from? Or let's go the opposite way. Let's say I'm selling a book for $10. And the guy comes, well, can I get it for 8? Okay, don't tell nobody, I'll sell it to you for 8. Then he gonna tell his cousin, man, I bought the book for 8 for Sky Black. Then his cousin come, man, my cousin said, okay, I'm gonna give it to you for 8. Then he gonna tell his cousin, hey, man, I heard. And so you're losing money both ways. You losing money both ways. And I ain't never had that type of situation when it comes to non-minorities. I've never. If I said this is what it costs, it's what they paid for. If they didn't have the money, I'll come back later. Never have I had them really just haggle like that, unless it was just one of them white folks that just grew up in the projects and they didn't consider themselves Black and they was just as hood and everything else. You know what I'm saying? To get that taste out of my mouth, I need to see more Black, reputable, credible business. I want to start doing more business with minority-owned and Black business. But a lot of these businessmen, they're not. Some of them don't know what a business plan is. Some of them don't have business licenses. Some of them don't know what a marketing plan is. Some people don't know what an SBA is, what the score is. None of that stuff. And so I can't come to the table with you, not because you don't have it, it's because you don't want to know. I need you to at least meet me halfway at the table. Because as a CEO, as a chairman, I need that. I need to have those conversations with you like that. I'm not asking you to be me. I'm just asking you to be just a little bit better than what you are, because when you look at the top 500-600 businesses in America, white people run it. When you open up Forbes, white people are running it. You might see an Oprah here or a Tyler Perry there, but come on now. Fortune 500 is what it means, the top 500 businesses. How many of the Fortune 500 businesses is ran majority by Blacks? depending on how big the business is, you might have a minority ownership of black people, but the top people, the top guy, will be a non-minority. And until we change the way we think, we ain't gonna never get there. We just ain't. We gotta value ourselves first, and then value the product that your people are putting out. And I'm not a hypocrite. I used to go to Rivergate Mall all the time, and there used to be black people outside selling CDs. Man, $10. I never once said, man, I'll give you $8. I feel like you got 14 songs on this CD. You said $10, I'm gonna give you the $10. Now, when I stuck the CD in my thing, in my radio, and whether I liked it or not, it didn't matter. I knew what type of time and money he put into creating that cover, getting the case, getting the production, getting the songwriters, hell, how much it costs to record. I valued him, not the product. That's why he was able to get $10 out of me. I think black people just value the product and not the person. Because a product comes and goes, you can throw that shit away. You can throw that away. But you gotta respect the person who created the product. And until we do that, I don't know. I have to talk to Damo about it, how he feels about it. But until we do that, we will never be where we need to be. We will never be where we need to be. So that's why I created this podcast, the CEO Cartel. If you can tell, CEO bling bling, CEO Cartel, because I want other CEOs to come on this show and talk to me. I want other chairmen. I want a bunch of entrepreneurs. You don't even have to come on the show. If you just want to just email me, or if you want to talk at the chat, let me know how you feel about the situation. Because this is how everything starts, as an idea first. Because when you're born as a baby, your brain works before your mouth does, right? Have you ever noticed that? Babies walk before they talk. But babies can't walk if the brain doesn't act right. So the brain has to act right, the feet works, and then the mouth works, right? Okay, so for us to make changes in this society, and for us to be like, well, we want to see more black people succeed, more minorities succeed, it starts up here. And if we don't get it up here, you're never going to get it here. So I'm going to end this show telling y'all, value and convenience equals cash. People ask me all the time, how do I do what I do? And I tell you, I value people and I give them a convenience. When I say this is how much this is, they know that they're going to get what they pay for. And I might go a little bit above and beyond, maybe, depending on how I feel. So y'all, thank y'all for watching. Again, I'm live on Instagram. Shouts out to Hot Boy, Lee Dog. What's up with you, bro? Cuz, what you doing? Man, I ain't seen you in a minute. Man, what's up, y'all? I'm live on Instagram, live on YouTube, live on Twitter, live on Facebook. Remember, Thursday nights, 11 p.m., CEO Cartel. Thank y'all so much. I will see y'all next week.